tuned. Right, so to our next keynote address of the day, which will be given by His Excellency Honourable Ogbeni Ralph Aregbesola, who's been here. He was actually one of the first online. So without further ado, I'll hand over to you, sir. Thank you. Is His Excellency available? Actually, one of the first online. So without further ado, I'll hand over. Actually, one of the first online. We'll just give a couple of minutes for that. Let's go over to him for that. Thank you, sir. If we can unmute His Excellency. Thank you, sir.
Hello? I'm listening to you.
It's from me, sir. To hear from you. I've been talking too much. You're our star attraction. We want to hear it from you. It's your address now. And I think one of the things I know I want to hear about is passports and why we can't get our hands on it. It's your address now.
Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure to have this opportunity to talk to our citizens, fellow citizens in the diaspora, the Nigerians in diaspora. We must commend the chairman of NIDCOM for this initiative. We must thank all those who have supported her to make this possible. There can be a better way to interact with our brothers and sisters overseas than this platform, particularly at this time of the pandemic. One, it is a broadcast, telecast as the case may be, and we reach very many more people at a single time than wanting to visit each of you, your respective stations. So, and it's live, it's live streaming. So I am grateful for the opportunity to engage with you, as I thank immensely the chairperson of NIDCOM and all those who made this possible. Having said this, let me go into the business that should interest those who are listening and looking at this. It's a pleasure and an honor indeed to be given this opportunity to address this forum, especially as it is relevant in addressing the many questions and concerns of Nigerians in diaspora bordering on passport issuance. No doubt, this webinar has come at the right time, a time that the country is confronted with several challenges. Most importantly, or most significantly, the challenge of the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, which has negatively affected all economies of the world. You will know why I chose the pandemic as the most significant challenge of the nation in the course of this engagement. The Nigeria Immigration Service, in the quest to deliver on its mandate to Nigerians home and abroad, has also had its fair share of these negative effects of the pandemic. The passport issuing process being the most affected. In response to these challenges and the yearnings of Nigerians in the diaspora, especially those in countries most affected by the spread of the virus, and they are very sure that warrant so, the ministry, in conjunction with the Nigeria Immigration Service, has been at the forefront of evolving measures to mitigate the effect on Nigerians living and doing business abroad. Prominent amongst the measures we have taken include A. the recent launch of electronic temporary passport. This replaces the former emergency travel certificate. It is to ease the burden on Nigerians whose passports have expired and need to travel to Nigeria. It is a one-way travel document which must be surrendered on arrival in Nigeria at any of the entry points. So the agony of breakneck effort to have either a new passport or renew your passport because you want to come in is totally out now. Just go to any of our embassies or missions abroad and pick a temporary passport, which is almost similar to a passport rather than the fact that you can only use it for a one-way return trip to Nigeria that you must surrender on arrival. And as soon as you get back, you can renew your passport even at the airport or at the point of entry. The military also recently approved a special passport intervention exercise. This exercise is targeted at Nigerians with citizens residing in the most affected countries in Europe, where the lockdown due to the raging infection has affected both economic and social activities. This exercise will enable personnel of the NIS, Nigeria Immigration Service, meet these Nigerians at their places of residence and get them enrolled for passport by deploying the mobile enrollment unit. We started this most effectively in Canada and USA, and we have been getting very good feedback and new reports on this. It will also interest you to know that the Nigerian Immigration Service also recently approved the revalidation of all payments for passports made by Nigerians sequel to the emergence of the coronavirus epidemic. This is to enable the service to conclude actions on all pending passport applications. So the question of expiration is out. We have realized all payments made and could not be actualized because of the pandemic. So, and this is going to continue until all pending passport applications are resolved. Recently approved for takeoff is the establishment of front offices. And note this very seriously. This is a major improvement in our service delivery to Nigerians in the diaspora. We are establishing front offices, that is non-judgmental passport support centers, passport issuing support centers in some selected international airports in Nigeria. These are the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, and the Port Harcourt International Airport, Rivers State. At the Port Harcourt International, the front office, that is this non-judgmental office for issuing passport, is a new concept which is aimed at helping Nigerians on arrival on expired passport to have their passports renewed immediately at these airports. So, to support the process of having temporary passports and confer a huge confidence on it as soon as you land in Nigeria and your temporary passport is taken off you. Right there at the airport, at the airports I've mentioned, you can renew your passport, your expired passport. It is in this regard that the Nigerian Immigration have been recently granted a waiver for Nigerians with expired passports desirous of coming to Nigeria to do so without fear of harassment by airlines. So that is already communicated to ICAO, and we believe there will be no harassment at all to Nigerians. As you will recall, the Nigerian Immigration Service in recent times has been facing some challenges in passport issuance, particularly because of shortage of booklet. It led to a serious shortage in our supply of the booklets, both locally in Nigeria and abroad. But the ministry and the NIS, Nigerian Immigration Service, have been frantically working to resolve this, and we're almost through with it. And I'm happy to inform you that our efforts are yielding the desired result. All backlogs of applications will be cleared in due course. I gave a May 31st deadline to clear all backlogs of outstanding passport applications. We'll clear all, with a view to streamlining the process for better, while also eliminating the activities. No, sorry, I jumped. All backlogs of application will be cleared in due course. Deadline, May 31st. To ensure a permanent solution to the recurring scarcity of booklets, the government of Nigeria is at an advanced stage of domesticating the production of passport booklets here in Nigeria. So, what we are commencing on June 1st, I am confident that we shall no longer experience any shortage of booklets, and the issuance and renewal of passports will be seamless, starting from the 1st of June 2021. To ensure efficient and effective service delivery to Nigerians, we have recently reviewed the passport issuing process with a view to streamlining the process for better performance, while also eliminating the activities of touts, who in recent times have portrayed the Nigerian Immigration in bad light. So these reforms include: A, all passport applications and payments are to be made online. B, effective June 1st, 2021, all passport applications and issuance will take a period of 6 weeks. This is to enable the Nigerian Immigration Service carry out due diligence on all applications received. B, C, applicants will be informed through email and SMS on the status of their applications. The introduction of express centers to provide premium service to Nigerians is afoot. The first of its kind has taken off in Maitama, Abuja, and more will be replicated in strategic locations all over the country. And similar provisions will be made outside the missions in countries outside Nigeria, but it will be gradual. Our ultimate goal locally is to ensure that every local government has a passport support center, passport issuing support centers. Dear participants, fellow Nigerians, these reforms and many more currently ongoing will no doubt herald a new dawn in passport application processing in Nigeria and in the diaspora. The Nigerian Immigration Service is poised to deliver quality, effective, efficient, and world-class service to Nigerians. To achieve this, we are determined to explore and embrace new ideas in the quest to meet the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians both home and abroad. I thank once again my dear sister, Honorable Abigail Aduri, Chairman of NITCOM, and all those who have supported NITCOM, our office generally, and this webinar particularly for remarkable, commendable, and highly appreciated webinar. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Can I just say there are some really important key points that were just addressed. I don't want to go over His Excellency's statement due to time, and we are just on time, but there are a couple that I just want to pick up because I know that this is probably one of the most key points that a lot of our audience members wanted to know about, which was passports. So, some of the headlines: the agony of breakneck efforts to get a passport is over. Quote, there is going to be an establishment of non-judgmental passport issuance centres. Not everywhere, but in some of the key states. That's really important. And what they are aimed at doing is helping Nigerians immediately. So you will be able to travel with an expired passport, and God willing, on the same day, your passport will be renewed. You know, I think that does deserve a round of applause, or at least some recognition, because we know just how awful the pandemic has been. So the fact that this has been stated today is really crucial. Also, as well, you did give a date, sir, so I'm going to quote the date, May the 31st, the backlog of passports will be cleared. I'm sure we're all praying and hoping that that's the case, but thank you, because those are some really, I think, important announcements that have been made. And I'm sure, sir, there will be some questions for you towards the end of the session. We are moving on, and we're now going across the world. I'm in London. You can probably tell from my accent, but we are...
Excuse me, please. If there will be questions, let me have my questions now. I will soon be leaving. I have some other engagements. I'm due to be out of here about Nigerian time 3:30, which is some 25 minutes away. If there will be questions, let me have my questions and deal with them before I do. I don't want to disappear without any notice.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to call upon somebody, and if this lady isn't available, then unfortunately what we will have to do is we'll have to give His Excellency the questions to answer at a later date. So I'm going to call this lady. If the lady is available, then we can take 2 questions from the audience for the Honourable Minister. Is Kanyinshola Adetumbi available? If you're available, then admin can unmute you. And if you have 2 questions ready and available for the Honourable Minister, we can get through them. But we're not going to wait more than 2 minutes, I'm afraid. So Kanyinshola Adetumbi, if you are here, questions for the Honourable Minister? Yes. Thank you. We're just going to take 2 questions only, Kanyinshola. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Commission received over 30 questions from various Nigerians in the diaspora via email, and we have streamlined these questions to a few that represents most concerns. So the first question to the Honourable Minister, Rauf Aregbesola. Sir, many Nigerians want to know the root cause of the dilemma Nigerians face trying to renew their passports and other consular services, and how you plan to change the narrative. When will the nightmare, pain, and anguish of Nigerians trying to simply renew their passports end, sir?
I think that we've answered that question with the main point. So we know that we're going to have these new passport issuance centres, and by May the 31st, the backlog is going to be clear, because I don't want us to repeat ourselves. So if we can go to, is there another question, Kanyinshola? Something that hasn't been covered. Thank you.
A particular company is responsible for printing of passports. Now that passports are unavailable, why can't the Nigerian security, printing, and minting take up this responsibility?
Suggestion is noted. The suggestion is noted. Got a question, your suggestion is noted.
Okay, so let's one last question, Kanyinshola. Thank you.
To the Honourable Minister, sir, why should the embassy in Madrid, Spain, force Nigerians to pay a sum of 50 euros before being issued a Nigerian passport after paying the official fee online?
Well, you have to put that question to the Minister of External Affairs. Passport fees have not changed.
Okay. Okay, one last question, sir. So why does the Nigeria Immigration Service need to recapture people that they have already captured in the system when fingerprints don't change, sir?
To be sure that there's no impersonation.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
As simple as that. Very simple.
You've given us some goodies. We'll let you go. But those questions were very easy. But at least in your keynote speech, you've addressed some really crucial points. So, Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to come back to NIDCOM Abuja after we've spoken to our global contributors for more questions. So if we can remove those spotlights, admin, thank you. We're going to probably one of my most favorite parts of this diaspora symposium, and that is to the four corners of the world. Unlike some VIPs, I haven't been able to travel, so it's really nice to hear from Nigerians who are waving the flag in all four corners of the globe, and we are going to be going around the sun. So some people, it's very, 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 very early in the morning, so we're going to start in the kind of Pacific. We're going to go through Asia, MENA, Middle East, Africa, Europe, and then we're going to get to the Americas. So the first person we're going to be hearing from is in Australia, and this is Dr. Pedus Ewiyama. He is an award-winning medical practitioner, a health reform expert, and community mobilizer. He is the chairperson of Nigerian Association of Western Australia. Yes, that does exist. And also the chairperson of the Council of Nigerian Associations Presidents in Australia. We really are everywhere. Thank you. Over to you, Pedus.
Thanks, Juliana Olayinka. Thanks to every Nigerian, wherever we are all over the world, who is listening in from various places. Special thanks to the Minister, Ogbenirov Aregbesola, that spoke earlier, and also to Ambassador Zubairu Dada, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, who had also spoken.